things you don't know. Been holding too long, I can't hold it no more. The old man wants to kill me, but he don't know that I've been dying daily, so we gon' fall. Even if I do fall, I don't stay too long. I may go fast and pray and add on one thing. 2 chapters every day, Genesis to Revelation, gonna pray, hold your pace. I can say things written in the past before the day. Oh, when I be all up in them scripture, no, them demons can't get in addition, no. Revelation 1 and 3, no. Blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Deuteronomy be killing me, I read. Blessed is he, blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Deuteronomy be killing me, I read. Blessed is he, blessed is he. I've been reading to learn, you know, how the devil use those that don't know themselves. Or the Most High God knows those that will be the pure gold, standing in the end. Oh, how we will rise if we die in the ride. The dead that's in Christ will meet us in the sky. Gotta read from 9 to 5, the devil hide in the grass like a roaring lion. Hold that, James 1:25. Don't forget when I read and got a home side. Whoa, when I be all up in them scriptures, no, them demons can't get in addition, no. Revelation 1 and 3, no. Yeah. Blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Deuteronomy be killing me, I read. Blessed is he, blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Deuteronomy be killing me, I read. Blessed is he, blessed is he. Blessed is he, blessed is he. Blessed is he that, blessed is he that, blessed is he that, blessed is he that, blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Deuteronomy be killing me, I read. Blessed is he, blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Deuteronomy be killing me, I read. Blessed is he, blessed is he. Blessed is he that reads everything he sees, get eternal life. Yeah.
You're listening to In the Scripts.
Yeah.
Reloaded.
Dream Team. Banjo bites in the area. Okay. 100 to my last day. Before I hit the streets, always gotta pray. Run up to the spot, on the block with the work non-stop. Man, might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip. No fear, dog. Get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip.
I don't need a mic, I need a reader. Deep the block leader. We gon' put it down, no line, no need to. Shout out to the teachers. 2-man can't bring an Easter. Call it what you want. You gon' feel the heat out of Peter. If a heretic approach, we gon' beat him. Let's fall in line. Chairs turn the heat up on the meter. Think it's nothing, you ain't running from the reaper. Your mama ain't either. Or big bone Sheila. Running behind a woman, he gon' turn your ass to cedar. Bang bang with it, if you need it, we gon' feed you. Ain't nothing to get instructions from the leaders. Ready for a change? Bring it to the people. Brothers standing bold, purple gold with no equals. Hold the deadline, that's a sign of a Hebrew. Ain't worried about his life, ready to die for this kingdom. Believe him.
Might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip. I miss a day, then I probably feel away. Rollin' with the pack, so you know we on the way. Face like rocks and the squad never play. And we got the block in a chokehold for the day. City gon' flood, cause we coming with the wave. Shout out to the elders for the way y'all paid. Double honors for the hard work getting gave. Always kept it real from the start to the grave. NY Detroit, shout out to the A. Game plan, then we run a blitz where you stay. Worldwide, never really think small ways. King for the sheep, and you dogs gotta pay. Elohim said he got something for the rats. Loyal to the cause, and I can't stand a rat. Bench of vice going hard, yeah, we push it to the max. And it's still to the bank, we laying up stacks. Might be a one-way trip. Me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare, strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block, let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block, let it rip.
Defender of the faith, man, anything goes. Kiss my daughter and my son, tell them kingdom is the
Sheesh! My people going to war. We bringing out the fire. Those heathens we ignore. Cause we know that they're liars. I'm reading in the we reading in the they reading in the
Hey, shalom, brothers, shalom, sisters, Most High in Christ bless. It's Officer Lemuel. Y'all are tuning in the scripts. Reloaded. All praise to the Most High. Who I got on my right? Who I got on my left?
Officer Shema.
All praise to the Most High. So now, I'm telling you right now, we probably going to have to, I don't even think your mic on. Oh, no, it's not. There you go. There you go. You got a green light now.
Hey, I'm part of the
I don't
crew.
even think they heard you. What's your name again?
Officer Yakub.
Officer Yakub.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. We got a good mic now. So, I know y'all saw some of y'all that follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And I hope y'all are by now. If y'all watching us right now, stop what you're doing. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, the like button on Facebook and everything else. All right? That's right. Now, y'all saw the title of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the title of the show.
The title of the show is Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness.
Black Dignity. Now here's the thing. I got that from a book. I ain't that clever. I love that title. Bruh. If I could get a mic stand too, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, that one right there. Can I get that mic stand right there? Yes.
Yeah.
So now
I think I got an Apple Pencil over there too that I need. Please.
I got this from a show that I saw on YouTube. I don't know if some of y'all are familiar with Kev on Stage. He's a YouTube star, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. We actually played one of his videos last week. Thank you. We actually played one of his videos last week. That little clip with Paula White. Mm-hmm. And so he had this guest on his show, and I forget the sister's name off the top of my head, but we're gonna play it later on anyway. But real good book. That's the name. That's actually the title of her book.
Right.
Black Dignity in a World of Whiteness. And what she's going into is just all of the ways that in society, whether it be on a professional level, whether it be just everyday life, walking through the store, whatever the case is, everything in this world, from TV to the corporate world, the working world, whatever the case is, it's all centered around whiteness.
Whiteness, yes.
Everyone else, meaning all other nations, have to conform to the dominant race.
Yes.
In America and all everywhere else, hell.
Right.
The dominant race is who? Esau. The so-called white man. Right. So she was going through different personal stories in her life of having to bow down to whiteness.
To whiteness, right.
Having to conform
exactly
to whiteness.
Right.
To this world.
To this world.
To this world.
To this world. So that's what we're going to talk about. But first, I want to go to that news clip of the brother Big Mo It's from WFAA. I said W. I'm from Texas.
Yeah. Hey, but we knew what you were saying though.
WFAA.
And you know what's crazy about that? If you was on the phone with a bill collector, you wouldn't have said W.
I
You
would have said W.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have knew how to
Exactly.
pronounce it.
Right,
Exactly.
Right.
W.
And that's what we going into.
Exactly.
Conform.
That's what we.
Right.
Yeah, you're having to conform.
Yeah, but when
Having
you're
to-
around us,
W.
W.
Y'all know
We
what I'm
got
talking
you.
about.
We know what you talking
Y'all know
about.
what I'm talking about.
Right.
We also gonna talk about code switching. Some of y'all may or may not know what code switching is, but we're gonna go into that too.
Exactly.
All right, but first, pull up the news clip that I have posted. It don't look like y'all can find it, so give me a second. I'm gonna let y'all talk real quick because I gotta send them this.
Let's see.
Yaku, say something. I mean, not
Yeah.
Yaku.
Well,
yeah, one of y'all.
Yeah. So, the reason that the show is interesting because a lot of us don't even realize. Well, actually, I take that back. I think in our community, we joke about it a whole lot. It's a regular thing that we joke about without really realizing how serious it is, to our daily life.
right. I never thought about it as much as now since I've been in the truth. But when I'm listening to Officer Lemuel, just having just a basic conversation and had to basically correct his enunciation of the word y'all and that type of thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's letting you know that Esau this is his world. And we have to conform to his world if we want to be successful in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the Most High said, go build houses, gardens, and live. So we're trying to live peacefully amongst all men. And so you
Right.
got to conform. You know what I mean? As long as we keep in the laws of God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to enunciate our words, right? That's what it is.
Sometimes you can't say y'all. You gotta say you all.
You all.
Well,
You
in,
all.
in defense, I mean, not everybody. Most of the people who walked with Christ were unlearned, uneducated people. But then you had Luke, who was a doctor. You had Paul, who was a Pharisee. You had a doctor of the law. You had Matthew, the tax collector. So some of us had to be able to, to speak well, to present ourselves well, because it's just necessary.
Yeah. Yep, 100% right. So we're going to talk about what's going on here locally in Dallas, Texas. We're going to play this real quick. Go ahead and play that.
Yeah, hey there, Chris. So that press conference wrapped up less than an hour ago, and it was basically the chief and DPD acknowledging the recent violent crimes that we've been seeing and then giving us some insight in what they're doing about it. So there were 4 big takeaways that I want everybody to know about. And so the first one we're going to talk about is that police did confirm they responded to 7 homicides this weekend. They said today that they have reason to believe 2 of those homicides and then 1 shooting from the weekend are related. At this point, they are searching for a black Tahoe in each of those 3 cases, and that they said they're going to release images of this car soon, and once we get those, we'll keep you posted. Now, secondly, police also said today that they've seen a shift in crime trends this year. The chief said that at first, many of the crimes at the beginning of the year were drug-related. Then, when the pandemic hit, crimes were more conflict and argument-based. But recently, DPD said they're seeing more stranger-to-stranger violence. DPD also announced that they've identified what they called 4 areas where it's going to be an all-hands-on-deck approach. They said one of their biggest problems right now is illegal guns being taken into public places. They said they're going to be sending more resources to those 4 areas, but when we asked, DPD declined to specifically identify what those 3 areas are. And then finally, DPD also addressed the recent crimes involving rappers that we've seen. If you remember, last Wednesday, rapper Mo3 was shot and killed on the highway. And then over the weekend, DPD sources told us that rapper Boosie was shot in the leg and that was in the hospital getting treatment. Now today, when we asked DPD to characterize what was inspiring this violence involving rappers, DPD told us that they have reason to believe that a group of rappers got together, made an album, then left one of those rappers off the album, and that rapper ultimately felt disrespected. And of course, when we get more information about that, we'll let you know. Chris?
All right, so y'all heard the latter part of that. There's been a huge wave of crime, and I'm talking about violent crime here in Dallas.
Right.
For the 2nd year in a row, last year we broke the record. It was over 200 homicides. We talking about one city. We talking about the city of Dallas. I ain't talking about all of Texas. I'm not talking about DFW Metroplex.
Right.
I'm talking about just the city of Dallas. This year, we're on pace. I mean, hell of a stat, but we on pace to break the record that we broke last year with the number of homicides that have happened here in Dallas.
Right.
Most recently, we're talking about this brother Mo3,
yeah.
which I ain't never heard of him until this story. You forwarded it to the
Yes, sir.
forwarded that story. Okay, so y'all heard the latter part of that. She said at least as of the last week, a lot of the violence that we're seeing is because of these rappers. There's a bunch of black people that are going around killing each other over rap beefs.
Right.
Who on who album, who ain't on who album. That's what black people are reduced to in a world of whiteness.
Right, right.
We reduced to killing each other over nothing and less than nothing.
Right. Exactly. Just about a month and a half ago, we covered the story of what's going on in Chicago.
King Von and with
FBG Duck. Yeah.
Right.
So it's the same trend and pattern, but it's more of a sign of the times. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Than anything else, because it's going on in Chicago. You're seeing it or hearing rumors about it in New York. You're hearing rumors about it in LA.
Spreading.
Yeah, that is spreading around. So Dallas is just the latest, area that you're really beginning to see it in. And he was shot maybe last year or a year before. And another rapper in Dallas, as the same, another popular rapper who is in the mix of the beef was shot. So it's a sign of the times, man. These young dudes.
Most of the times, they can't get away from that gang violence that they be into before they get into the rap music.
Right.
So they bring that gang violence into the entertainment world, and it becomes art imitating life.
Right.
Now you putting every episode of your beef on record.
Yep.
And now you got social media, so every time something happens, you get embarrassed. He say something about you, you got to say something back on him on social media.
Right.
Now, if one of your allies or one of your, what we call them, one of your ops, that's what they call them, one of your ops say something about you or get shot, then they going to come looking for you because you're the most popular guy.
Right.
So you're going to get shot next, and it just tends to go on and go on. Hey, let me read the scripture real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let me read the scripture. Give me Genesis 9:6. Because it's just going to keep going on and going. It's not going to stop.
No.
Because after he gets shot, they're going to find out who shot him. Then they're going to try to find out who shot him, then shoot him.
Right,
and
right.
so on and so on.
Right. The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Mm-hmm. For in the image of God made he man.
It says, so his blood shall be shed. Mm-hmm. So that's just saying you that the killing is not going to stop.
Right.
So I just pray that my brothers repent, man. Once you get the money and you're not in that lifestyle no more, it's time to change. If you got to move away, move away. But man, get rid of that life. What's the sense of making the money if you're still gonna be in the streets?
Right.
Yeah. There ain't no point. I'm gonna turkey back off of what you just said. Go to Proverbs chapter 18, verse 6. Because here's the thing. A lot of these beefs and stuff be, like you said, you take your street beefs and you start to put it on record. Now you got 1 million people. I'm sure some of these videos, probably all of them, got 1 million plus videos.
Right.
So then you talking about my homeboy talking about your homeboy. Now he gonna rap about him.
Right.
All of it over, all this strife over words.
Right.
On record.
Yeah. Right. And you know what? Also, before you get into your scripture, you got Edomites like Blad and other guys that interview these guys about their beefs and about their illegal activities, and so they study promoting that, pretty much instigating it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
and making money, making good money off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, and Vlad is Amalek, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pure-blooded devil.
Yeah.
Pure-blooded devil.
Mm-hmm. You said Proverbs 18?
18 and 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 6. A fool's lips enter into contention.
The Bible says a fool's lips enters into contention. Beef is what that's talking about.
Exactly.
A fool, only a dummy, a daggone fool would sit up and start talking like which one was it? And I forget these rap, but I don't know if it was the Duck or the other brother, but they were talking about how many brothers they had shot I'm talking about one of these rappers in Chicago.
King Von bragged about that, but FB Duck, about a month or two before he was killed, did a song where he was dissing all of the dead homies of King Von, calling them by name, and the name of the song was Dead Bees.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Read that.
Yeah. The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 6. A fool's lips enter into contention.
God said a fool's lips enters into contentions, enters into beef. Go ahead.
And his mouth calleth for strokes.
And your mouth calls for strokes. That stroke could be a gun.
Wow.
That stroke could get you punched in the face.
Right.
That what does it say? That mouth, excuse me. That's calling for strokes could be your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And God said only fools enter into that stuff.
Right.
And that's where all that beef comes from. Talking noise and unrighteousness.
Right. Absolutely.
And living in a world of whiteness.
A world of whiteness.
Living in a world of whiteness.
Yes.
Right.
Read on.
A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul.
And his lips are a snare of his soul. You will lose your soul for putting records together, talking about killing your brother.
Right.
Wow.
That's where we at in 2020.
So where we at?
That's where we at.
Yeah.
Whole song about how many bodies you done caught,
Right.
who you done put to death, and then you mocking them for that.
Right.
God said, a fool's mouth is his destruction. Your death comes by your words. Your beef. It says, and his lips are the snare of his soul. Your mouth, you talking noise, you having these beefs, you calling for your own death.
And it never fails.
Never fails. Last scripture there, Matthew 24. Because you said these are the times. These are the times. Matthew chapter 24, read verse 3.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
So the disciples came to Christ and said, yo, when are you coming back? What's the sign? What's the sign? Jump down to verse 12.
Verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound,
Because sin shall abound, go ahead.
the love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold. You know, that love is loving your neighbors, you love yourself.
Right.
Loving the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul. On those two laws hang all the other commandments. Hangs along the prophets.
Right.
So because the love of many has waxed cold, go to this what Officer just posted with the brother Mo 3, reportedly chased by killer in car prior to death. This brother was chased down on I-35, which is a freeway, Interstate 35, and put to death on a freeway. How the hell you going 60, 70 miles an hour, you getting chased, and then you get put to death in broad daylight on the freeway?
On the freeway.
Read Matthew chapter 24, verse 12 again.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound,
Because sin shall abound,
the love of many shall wax cold.
because y'all's Christian pastors don't teach the commandments of God.
Exactly.
Right.
They teach love your neighbor.
Right.
But for them, the neighbor is everybody.
Right.
Black, they don't give a damn about the brother that looks like them or
Right.
the sister, the neighbor that looks like them.
Right.
For them, the only neighbor in their brainstem is a white man.
Bring it out.
Total
Or a
white.
white woman.
There you go.
Bring it out.
Why?
Oh,
Because we're in a
praise.
world of whiteness.
That's right.
So you ain't looking at nobody else with pure eyes.
Right.
But that's a good white man.
Right.
Black is bad. White
The hell
is
is this?
good.
Right.
Devil's food cake.
Right. Right.
Man.
Tell me I'm lying.
And it's funny because in the midst of general basic discussions, right, teaching on the street, you'll say something to people, and everybody knows this. You say, okay, if a group of us were standing at a corner store and somebody that looked like us walked through the crowd and stepped on one of our shoes, what would happen? Everybody say, bro, he gonna catch a beat down. Then you ask immediately, what would happen if a white man walked through there and did that? Oh, ain't nobody gonna touch them, man. Man, they gonna call the laws, this, that, and the third. So it's no fear when it's us against us.
Nope.
But when you see white Jesus, white Jesus pull up at the corner store and he step on one, hey, that's Jesus. Don't touch him.
That's that dignity that we don't have.
Right.
That's the dignity that they have. You know what I mean? We lost our dignity in this Edomite world.
Right.
Hey, y'all do me a favor. Y'all pull up the definition of dignity.
Bring it out.
That's a good one.
Pull up the definition of dignity real quick.
Yeah, that's a
Because we
good one.
lack
We
it.
gotta break, because black people don't know what dignity means.
Right, right.
They don't know what it means. When they hear the word dignity, you know what come to their head? A white man.
White man, right.
White man and a white woman. When you hear the word, when you hear all these good words, white people start popping up in y'all's head.
Yeah.
We don't pop up in each
Not
other's
at all.
head.
Not at all.
As a matter of fact, they'll tell you that dignity, man, that's white people words.
Yeah.
They don't even know the word dignity. Dignity.
All right, so you got this on Wikipedia. All right, I'm gonna read this if I can.
Here, I've got
Dignity is
dignity. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Dignity. The state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect.
read that again.
The state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect.
God said black people, get that in Deuteronomy 7:6. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the ones that are worthy of honor and respect.
That's right.
Why? Because we are God's chosen. We are the children of God.
That's right.
We are the only children of God.
That's right.
Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God said we're a holy people. We're dignified people. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
To be a dignified, honored, respected people unto who?
Unto himself.
Unto himself. Go ahead.
Above all people.
Equal to.
Above.
Below.
Above.
God said we above.
Above.
God said that. It's in the same Bible that y'all be reading. Well, I can't say that. It's in the same book that y'all be what y'all do with the Bible? That
Open
y'all
it up.
be
Right.
yeah.
They learn through the process of osmosis.
That you
Yeah.
be seeing.
Yeah, that y'all be looking at whenever y'all go to church,
Right,
that y'all
right.
leave on the coffee table up under.
Right.
Right.
Same book.
Yeah.
Read it again.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
God said we are the people.
First.
We're the honorable people. We're the special people. We're the people of dignity.
Right.
But guess what? All of that has been stripped away in a world made for whiteness.
Right. That's
AKA
heavy.
America, AKA Babylon the Great.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's
But
heavy.
as we continue to go out and we teach, we do these radio shows, we do the podcasts, we do the YouTube shows.
Right.
Guess what? We're regaining that dignity.
That's right.
We're regaining. I'm gonna read it. We're regaining the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect.
That's right.
A composed or serious manner or style.
Right.
That's what God said about us.
That's what God said.
Don't that make your teeth white?
Yeah, exactly, it does.
Can I read some of the synonyms from
Yeah.
this?
I barely
So,
even brush my teeth. Now my
dignity.
teeth be so white. All praise to the Most High.
I'll pray. Dignity means nobility, majesty, regality, grandeur, magnificence,
Magnificent.
formality, decorum, propriety, correctness, righteousness.
Man, that's all that the Most High wanted from us.
righteous.
That's what we're gonna end off on, huh?
Man.
You know what that makes me think of? Get 1 Peter 2, verse 9. That's what that made me think of.
Yes, sir. The book of First
Regal,
Peter.
royal.
The book of First Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation,
God said we're a chosen generation. Go ahead.
a royal priesthood.
Woo! God said we are royal,
Royal.
dignified, serious in manner and style.
Right.
He said we are royal priesthood. Go ahead.
And holy nation, a peculiar people.
He said a holy nation, a separate, sanctified, set apart nation. Go ahead.
A peculiar people.
A special people. Go ahead.
That ye should show forth The praises of him who hath called you out of darkness.
Have called you out of darkness. Have called you out of a world made for whiteness.
Bring it down.
Into his marvelous light.
Into his marvelous light. Into his commandments.
That's right.
Because the law is light. Proverbs 6:23.
That's right.
So walking in whiteness is actually walking in darkness.
Yep.
Wow.
Walking in whiteness is walking in darkness.
Can we get another bomb for that? Listen.
You pulled that one, man.
Nah, that was y'all, man. Y'all
Nah.
Praise to the Most High.
Yeah, because we
Thank
think
the
whiteness is light. We think everything white is pure and light and love. Man, are you serious?
Yeah.
You serious? No.
Hey, honestly, you got a Picasso. You painted that. You got a Picasso.
So you got a Picasso.
Yeah, right. You painted that picture. You got a Picasso.
All praises, man. All praises. All right. So now, go to Coach. You had something you want to?
No, not at all.
Okay. Go to. Let me see what I scroll back up. I want to see what I want to. It's all in order, but then I don't want to go in order. Go to this one. Go down just a little bit. Or the other way. Okay. Go to this one right here. Go to Puffy and Ebro. Puffy, Puff, whatever y'all call him these days. Puffy, Puff Daddy.
Yeah, he got 1,000 names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ebro said some stuff though. Ebro touched some. He hurt some feelings. He stepped on some toes.
Thank the Lord.
All praises.
Thank the Lord. Hopefully they get a wake up call now. I hope y'all see the timestamp. 3:52 is where we're gonna start. 3:52 is where we're gonna start.
They on point with the sound effects tonight though.
I love it. I love
All
it.
praise.
All praise.
See? There they go.
See?
Man, don't mess it up because we early in the show. All
Right. That's right.
right, go ahead.
Man, and mostly black men. White supremacy is not enough for some black men. It's about the bag. It's about the money. We talked about that with Ice Cube. Well, I was just specifically talking about, if we're talking about Diddy or we're talking about Ice Cube. Black men will be like, look, it's white supremacists everywhere. What's up with this money? Which a lot of women ain't falling for that. Some do though.
That's interesting you say that, because did you see Jamel Hill had an interesting tweet last night in that regard?
She was
you saw
like,
that?
and she was basically like, are black men and black women in a different place politically? Like,
Yeah, she was like,
is
it
this
seems
real?
like they're very far apart.
Is this real? And it's because I believe that too many black men want to be white men.
What?
Yes, I said it.
Hold on.
Well, that's deep.
You're gone too far,
That's
big.
interesting.
The brother was
You
offended
think-
by that.
Oh, his feelings was hurt.
Yeah.
His feelings was definitely hurt.
Yeah.
Go back about 10 seconds.
Want to be white men.
10 more
There's too
seconds.
many black men. And it's because I believe that too many black men want to be white men.
What?
Sheesh.
Yes, I said it.
Hold on.
Well, that's deep.
You're gone too far,
That's an
big.
interesting take.
You think
Just
you're going to
gone
be
too
a
far.
white man.
I would. That's a huge blanket
You
statement.
think that money
Big
is
blanket.
coming to you and they gonna treat you exactly the same just because you got some bread?
Pause.
Whoa. Whoa.
Y'all think because y'all got a little money,
Right.
white folks gonna treat y'all the same.
Right.
Has Oprah not proven that that's not the case?
Right. Man.
You got so many examples. Your boy LeBron, money don't make you equal to white folks.
Right.
No.
Right.
Not in the least bit. You had something?
Yeah, actually, Proverbs 3:31. Because this is a commandment in the Bible that talks about our minds and the minds of others, right?
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 3:31.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
So the Bible says, do not envy those who have you in captivity currently. Don't envy your oppressor. Read.
And choose none of his ways.
And do not live your life chasing the bag. When you are so caught up on chasing the bag, you're trying to be like your oppressor. You're not worried about or focused on your community. You're not worried about or focused on your household, your wife, your kids, what things they're learning, how is she dressing, what things are they speaking, what things are they believing. You don't have time to teach your children when all you worried about is the bag. So God said, don't envy the oppressor because they chase money. They live vain lives. They live life without a care, without fear of what God is going to do to them or repercussions for their actions. So what Ebro said was big.
All praise.
And you had something?
No, go ahead, Ops. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was looking for the script. Get that in it's 1 Timothy 6. That's what it is. It's 1 Timothy 6 when he talks about not trusting in uncertain riches. Because you got to keep in mind whose face is on that dollar bill that you work so hard to amass, and you feel like that's your great equal. That's the great equalizer. Don't let Boyce Watkins fool y'all.
Right.
Read that 1 Timothy 6 and
6 and I know it's right around. I had to highlight.
Maybe it's not 20. It's like maybe 19 or so. Trust not in uncertain riches. Hold on, I get it.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah,
17. Yeah. The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded.
God said, don't be high-minded. You know, a part of you being high-minded is thinking that my money puts me above my people, and puts me equal with the oppressor.
Right.
That's depressing as hell.
Yes.
That the only thing that gives you any level of dignity in your mind, in your brainstem, is money. But that dollar has a white man on it. It's got an Edomite on it.
Right.
So that can't be what makes that can't be the great equalizer amongst blacks and Hispanics.
No, it can't be.
It can't be.
Right.
And if it is, damn, that sucks.
Yes.
That sucks.
So they don't have their own dollar. They face on their money like Hakeem, like Prince Hakeem.
Nah.
Coming to America.
No.
They don't have,
No.
none of our faces.
No.
Okay. All right.
Hey, it's just further letting us know that we are yet this day in our captivity.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's telling us in so many words.
Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches.
It says, nor trust in uncertain riches. We trust so much in a dollar to give us a level of dignity, honor, respect, all those synonyms that you read earlier.
Right.
That's what we're working towards.
Right.
That's why Ebro said what he said. You got a lot of black men that are fighting and scratching to be like white men. Roll it back and play that part again.
And that cut them to the core.
To the core.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, pause it. Read the rest of that.
Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God.
It says, but trust in the living God. That's right. The living God that looks like you.
That's right.
Don't trust in a dollar that ain't even got your face on it. That can be taken from you at any moment in time. Mind you, how they say in the world, we're in cancel culture. So at any moment in time, you say something wrong, you say something sideways, you say something out of pocket,
you can get cannoned.
You get Nick Cannoned.
Right.
What's that other cat's name? The football player.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep.
Was that it?
But in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy.
It said God gives us richly all things to enjoy. Each other. Right. Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Your wives, your children, that's what the Lord gives us to enjoy.
Right.
The commandments, the holy days, that's what the Lord gives us to enjoy.
Right.
I'm going to precept that. Get Psalms chapter 62 verse 10. Because this is what you're really doing. When you're trusting in uncertain riches, I'm going to tell y'all what y'all really, the Bible is going to tell y'all what y'all really trusting in. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 62 and verse 10. Trust not in oppression.
God said, don't trust in oppression. Don't trust in uncertain riches. Don't trust in whiteness.
Why?
That's what the Lord is saying. Don't trust in whiteness. Because trusting in whiteness is trusting in oppression.
That's it.
Trusting in uncertain riches is trusting in whiteness. Y'all in the church every Sunday, y'all trust in whiteness.
And denying God at the same
And
time.
denying God at the same time.
Right.
Because you cannot love the Lord and love the mammon of this world at the same time.
That's
You
right.
cannot serve two masters. You're going to love one and you're going to hate the other.
That's right.
That's right.
All right. Was that it? Did we get through the whole timestamp on this one? Go ahead.
I would. That's a huge blanket.
You
statement.
think that money
Big
is
blanket.
coming to you and they gonna treat you exactly the same just because you got some bread?
So when he said that, he was saying y'all out here trusting in oppression.
Right.
Y'all out here trusting in whiteness and thinking that your money is the great equalizer.
Right.
And it's not. There is no equality with the Lord. Go ahead.
Black men want to be white men.
I said too many.
Too many.
Too many.
I've not heard that ever in my life.
Well, you heard
Simple
it
as
here on
a-
Ebro.
Right.
Come on, man.
What the hell is this?
What the? You got grown. Let me find. You can't be that friggin' simple.
Right.
You can't be that slow, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. We ain't gonna do the clip.
Maybe the way you're wording it, Ebro, is not.
It sounds a little wild.
But you're saying people
Listen,
want money. They think money's going to
I
solve the
said what I
problem.
said. I said
I
what I
understand,
said.
like-
It's an
You
interesting
think
opinion.
your
It's an
bank
interesting
account
opinion.
being equal with a white man will get
Okay.
you the same treatment that white man get, so you voting like a white man.
Damn, he said you vote like a white man.
Whoa.
Cut to the core. Ouch. Cut to the core. Y'all out here voting. Y'all really think y'all vote gonna make y'all equal?
Right.
Man.
Yeah, okay. Y'all watch. Y'all watch. Y'all watch. Go ahead. We ain't gonna get through the clip. Go ahead. I'm trying to get through the clip. Go ahead.
Many black men want to be white men. I said what I said.
I mean, that's a nice controversial opinion.
Well, as a white man who wants to be a black man, I personally have never heard this before.
As a Latino that sees that every day, I completely understand what Ebro's saying.
You validate yourself on white male standards.
Stop! Stop! Go
to
back
the
5
core.
seconds.
To the core.
Go back 5 seconds, maybe 10. I don't know. Play it again.
Wow. You validate yourself on white male standards.
Stop. You validate yourself on white male standards.
Right.
Why? Because it's a world made for whiteness.
That's it.
So the black man, the black woman, you measure yourself by what? A worldly Edomite white man and white woman
Yes.
standard.
By whiteness.
That's why you blonde your hair.
Yeah.
That's why you love that long stringy dog hair. That's why y'all love that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the standard of beauty in
Yes,
this
sir.
world.
Hey, can I read this,
Of
officer?
course.
The book of 2nd Maccabees.
Hold on. Let me get it for you. I'm gonna read it for you. Hold on.
At 4:16, man.
2nd Maccabees.
4:16. And Ebro knows something, because remember when he was posting the Memphis?
Yes, the march.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ebro knows something.
Yeah,
man.
there ain't no way you reposted that and didn't do just a little bit more,
Right.
1 or 2 more clicks
Right.
on the website. 2nd Maccabees chapter 4,
60.
verse 16.
Yes, sir.
It says, by reason whereof sore calamities, let me start at 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
So like Ebro just said, y'all are living your lives based on white man standards. You measure yourself by white man standards. So you like the glory of the Grecians best. Read.
It says, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them.
And because you like white man's glory best rather than the glory God gave you, then sore calamities, namely captivity, slavery on ships, curses have come upon us. Read it out.
For they had them to be their enemies and avengers.
Because you allowed them to both create your issue and give you your solution. The Hegelian dialect. Read.
Whose custom they followed so earnestly. And unto whom they desired to be like in all things.
You want to be a white man.
With your
We can end
Thanksgiving.
the show right there. Christmas. Y'all better get a clue, man.
Yo,
Sheesh.
Thanksgiving,
Yes.
Christmas, your St.
Yes.
Patrick's Day serving self.
Hey, get a contract and marry a white girl.
Yep.
Man. Get in the NBA, get you a Kanye West and get you one of them Kardashians.
Right.
Get you one of them Kardashians, man.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Can I get one real quick?
Yes, sir.
Get that in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13. I'm going to show you. The Lord set a standard for the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and which verse you said again?
I'm sorry, verse 3.
Verse 3. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, 13 and verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods.
The other nations was worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars. Verse 1 and verse 2 is going into idolatry, right? Go ahead.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
God said, let them know that he's better than the creation. The creator is better than the creation.
That's
right?
right.
Go ahead.
For the first author of beauty hath created them.
God is the first author of beauty.
That's right.
God made the standard.
That's right.
So for us, when we measure ourselves to the Edomite standard, we completely strip our dignity, our respect, our honor, our, what are some of the other synonyms? Our righteousness.
Our righteousness.
Y'all gotta pull dignity back up. Don't drop it, because I gotta go back to the synonyms.
Right.
I think regal was another one. Our royalty.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's what you strip away when you start to measure yourself against Edomite standards.
Right.
And so the Lord said he's the first author of beauty.
Yes.
He determines what's beautiful. He determines what's dignified.
Yes.
And God said his children are.
Right.
That's right.
He didn't set us up to worship the sun, the moon, the stars, creation, and all that. He set us up to worship him.
Right.
He gave us the earth and everything in it to praise him.
Right.
Everything in the earth praises the Lord.
That's right.
That's right.
So it says nobility. It says majesty. It says regality. I can't do that. Grandeur. Thank you.
Yes. Grandeur, magnificence, formality, decorum, propriety, correctness.
Watch this.
Righteousness,
worthiness, integrity, gravity, meaning seriousness, sobriety. How many scriptures can we go into on those things?
Right.
Tons of them.
Right. So
Ton.
God said, now, but here's the thing. Watch this. Go to Deuteronomy 28. This is what happened. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. This is what happened to the children of Israel. And this is why Ebro made the statement he made. Is because Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Once we departed from God, we departed from our standard, we departed from our own dignity, our royalty, our regality, our worthiness, our respectability. This is what happened. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thy serve thy enemies.
So God said you would serve your enemies. Put the synonyms back on the screen. Put the synonyms back on the screen. I'm going to show you something. Put the synonyms from Google back on the screen. Thank you. Okay, read that again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies.
So God said, therefore would you serve your enemies. Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Which God would send against us. Go ahead.
In hunger.
For food.
And in thirst.
For water.
And in nakedness.
For the clothes on your back. Watch this.
And in want of all things.
So guess what? Your righteousness, your correctness. Put the synonyms back on the screen, please. Yes, I'm talking to the AV. Put the synonyms back on the screen because I can't see them. Thank you. It says your nobility. Read it again. Now I gotta get my thought back.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
It says in want of all things. So your integrity, the highest level that you can get to, your standard, is a white man's standard.
Right.
We all know they ain't got no standards.
Right.
Figure it out.
Right.
God said in Job that they were a base people.
Base people. Yes.
God said, is it Psalms where they are vile people? Psalms are
is it Isaiah? The vile.
Yeah, the vile and profane, right? Hebrews says a profane people. So then we can't be surprised and in shock and awe when we read the stories that we read about getting shot dead on a friggin' highway.
Right.
Because our standard is based on a white man's standard.
That's right.
They ain't got no standards. When your standard, it goes as high as a base people, you ain't got no standard.
Right. Your base.
Your base.
Yes.
You ain't got no standard.
Right.
It said, so your respectability, your righteousness, your magnificence, your correctness, your grandeur, your decorum, your regality, your majesty, your nobility is all based on Esau, the so-called white man. And if you base it on that, you ain't getting that far. That means you have no correctness. That means you have no righteousness.
Right.
You have no integrity.
Right.
You have no nobility. You don't have none of that.
Right.
You don't have none of that.
Wow.
So the Lord said we would serve them in want of everything.
Right.
So with that being said, in order for us to come out from under that curse, what do we got to do? We have to come back to the laws of God, come back to the scriptures, come back to our heritage, our history, our culture, our nobility, our righteousness, our regality, our formality, our respectability. That's what we got to do. And every Tuesday we do it. Every Sabbath day, Sunday, Monday, to every 365 days of the year. That's what we're doing. We're restoring all of these synonyms that I'm reading right now. The magnificence, the formality, respectability, gravity, solemnity, all that. That's what we're doing.
Right.
That is what we're doing. All right.
Praise.
All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High.
We halfway through.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. All right. So did we get through this clip?
Yeah, that was the last. That was that final bomb when he said.
Okay.
Yeah, when he said that.
Okay, that final dagger to the heart.
That was the dagger, man.
All right. So now let's go to code switching. I want to show y'all something. Go to the one that says code switching.
It's Chandra Arthur, the TEDx.
Now I want that shorter clip first.
Oh, the one with the two brothers.
Yes. Yep.
All right, say something. Let me send that one down. Here it is. Let me send that one down.
So while we're talking about a world made for whiteness, right? We're getting into what the so-called black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Native American man, Native American woman, what we have to live with and deal with on a day-to-day basis. How we can't be who we are. Even as repentant Israel.
Right.
You can't just walk in and be, yo, I'm an Israelite.
Right.
How you doing, Billy?
Yeah.
You good? Hey, we the children of Israel. We God's chosen people. You can't do that.
No.
Right.
You can't go through the job saying shalom. They look at you sideways. What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
So pull this video up and let's watch this real quick.
Yeah, it's at the very bottom.
Breeds code switching, is switching.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, switching to make that person feel comfortable, to feel like you are the culture fit, and we've even experienced it where we realize that the person isn't as much of a culture fit for us, so we start adapting to them because we feel like we want to make them comfortable.
Hey, can we get a little more volume on that?
Yeah.
What the so-called norm is when it comes to business,
It's black people have to like switch up every single time they're around white people. You can't be black. You have to talk in a way that makes them feel comfortable.
So pause that. So he said, I can't hardly hear any speakers back there.
Right.
But so he said, black people have to, amongst white people, we got to make them feel comfortable. They're the dominant race right in the earth, right?
Right.
Especially here in America. They're the dominant race. So I'm like, damn, that completely strips away any level of what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all help me out. Character.
Character.
That black people have.
Right.
We can't even be just normal. We can't be like you said earlier. I understand about pronouncing words. I pronounce
Exactly.
75% of my words.
Not bad.
Well,
Not bad.
I do. I think I do, ladies. Do I do okay? I do okay. It's just sometimes, it comes out. But I was talking to a brother. Has it been 2 weeks? 2 or 3? No, it's been longer than that. Maybe 3 weeks ago now. And he was just saying about his job. He's in corporate America, and he said I said y'all a lot. Mind you, he ain't from Texas, but I am. See, I said ain't.
He said ain't.
Well, guess I'm gonna say ain't.
I'm gonna say ain't.
He said I say y'all a lot. I was like, never thought about it. Don't even. I say what I say when I say it, and that just be what I say.
Right.
So he said I say y'all a lot. I was like, interesting, because we was on a call or whatever kind of meeting or whatever. I was like, okay. He said, how you talk at work? I don't know. I talk. What I think I talk, how everybody else talks, because my job is not as corporate.
Right.
It'd be a lot of big wigs, VPs and directors everywhere, whatever the case is. But it's a lot of people that talk way more country than I do.
Right. Okay.
So he was like, if you want to make it in this world, in this corporate environment, you need to, you got to fix your grammar. You got to talk, with a little bit. Let me see how I can.
He told you didn't sound enough like a white boy.
I ain't sound white. I did not sound white enough.
That's what he said.
Wow. That's what he said when I said it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take that into consideration, and I do. I be thinking about it. But then I hear this other sister. She in Atlanta, and everybody that I work with in Atlanta, because I work with people all over the country. But it's another sister that work in Atlanta. She way more country than I am.
Right.
I'm talking about. Let me see if I can. I don't know. She from Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to brothers and sisters in Atlanta.
Right.
But she sound like Officer Carmela with a look, with
wow.
a real just thick, heavy. I name dropped.
Yeah,
I love you, brother.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
But they do country slang on the show though. So they know.
Right. You know for that country stuff.
So it's like, dang, why do we have to be so
careful how we speak?
We just got to switch everything up.
We have to conform every
We got to conform in every way.
Right.
I'm not saying talking crazy should be the norm, obviously. But in everything, you got to switch up and you got to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
This next clip that we're gonna watch after this one, I'm not gonna watch this whole thing. We'll probably get through, I think, half of it. But in everything we do, in every interaction, it's about making the dominant race comfortable.
Right.
Making them comfortable.
Right.
Esau, who's always been refuted as nothing, that's who we comparing ourselves to.
Yes. We compare ourselves to nothing.
Right.
Our standard is nothing. We have no standard. That's what it is. So go ahead, play on.
People have to switch up every single time they're around white people. You can't be black. You have to talk in a way that makes them feel comfortable. And I don't know what to really, I know where I'm going with this, but what I'm saying is, even us as black people, as black men, is we really have to watch ourselves a lot, is we really have to always be on our toes to make sure that we're not crossing the line. If I'm angry, I have to be angry and be politically correct at the same time. And you see this in whatever, football, like Tom Brady, he's there angry and whatever, it's like he's showing passion, quote unquote. If a black person does it, he's acting like a clown. He's showing, he's not really being a good team player. You know, when a black person dances, or they're angry, they're showing emotion and everything. He's just like, whoa, it's like that angry black man type of stereotype they get. But then someone like Tom Brady or like another white player is like, wow, look at that passion they're showing on the thing. That is what winning looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pause it. It's those subconscious stereotypes about our people that reinforces that the Bible is a true book. When you read Deuteronomy 28, and it talks about us being a proverb,
right?
When what you have in your mind about the so-called black man or the so-called black woman, the Israelite man, the Israelite woman, it's always a negative connotation in every regard. So like he mentioned, he said, when you're talking about, for example, bad example, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When you talk about like the riots and stuff, when white people win a hockey game, championship hockey game, they go out in the streets and start tearing SH up.
They just
They're enthusiastic fans. Right. When black people do it, we monsters, thugs.
Thugs is looting and rioting.
Looting and rioting, and we deserve to be shot.
And they shoot us.
And they literally shoot us. It's the same thing when you dealing with police stops.
Yeah.
I saw a video coming back from OKC this past Sunday, and this Edomite is in the car. He talking mad crazy. He is he switched the tags on the car, whatever. The Edomite cops just as cool as a fan, like, oh, you switched the car, you switched the plates on the car. My dude, he switched the plates on the car.
What?
If our license is suspended, God forbid,
right,
you might catch a bullet that day.
Right.
Wow.
His license was suspended. Switched the plates on the car, the tags on the car. Then they like, all right, we're finna pull you out the car. So he said, yo, I'm not getting out this car. They ain't pull no gun, no nothing. One of the cops, Edomite cop, he pulls or he gets in the car and he starts to grab the dude by the neck.
Right.
And the dude slams on the gas, mashed the gas, and drove off. You can see the body cam footage. He drove this cop. It had to be 100 yards, 200 yards, something like that.
All praise.
The cop ended up letting go, and then the car rolled over him.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. White folks they go that far.
Wow.
They go that far. We say hands up. Hands up, don't shoot, and we'll catch a bullet.
Right.
Let alone running somebody over.
Wow. And he's still alive, huh?
He's still alive, yeah. But he hit a police car and he killed the cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he drove off, the guy that he rolled over, he didn't die. But during the chase, he was driving through a neighborhood. He ended up hitting a cop car head on, killed the cop.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if we reach for a permit that says a conceal and carry license, because you asked us for our ID, conceal and carry, you're saying we get killed, we get shot with our woman and our child in the back seat.
Yes.
But the guy can drive off and drag a cop and
run him over,
and he made it.
Yep. And he can make it.
Wow.
He can go kill another cop. He'll go kill a cop, hit him, and still only get dragged out the car.
Right.
He ain't getting shot. He ain't getting tased because he didn't get shot nor tased.
Yeah.
He just got pulled out the car.
It sounds like a world of whiteness to me.
Sound like a world made for whiteness.
World made for whiteness.
That's what that is.
Sheesh.
So go to the next story. Go to the next story for me. Y'all go to that TikTok video that I posted. Go to the TikTok video. There's only one. It's a white woman on it.
What?
I want to show y'all what they think about y'all in the work everywhere. Workplace, the grocery store, gas station, wherever. She finna put y'all up on something. Play that.
Fellow white women. Oftentimes, when we are interacting with black women, there is this old thought that's been handed down to us for generations. Old, sometimes in our unconscious, subconscious mind. That when a black woman does or says something that makes us uncomfortable, something goes off. That's not the way it should be. We hearken back to this time when we are the masters and black women are supposed to be subservient to us. If you see a black woman doing or saying anything and your thought is, that's not respectable, that's not acceptable, she can't talk that way, she can't act that way. You're saying in your mind that you as a white woman are the one who gets to determine for her what is acceptable and what is respectable. You're putting yourself above her. That is white supremacy.
That's
white women.
That's a black woman living in a world made for whiteness.
Made for whiteness.
And they all think like that.
Right.
Y'all think y'all got that nice teacher that you grew up with in elementary school and she was your favorite and you was her BFF and all this other stuff. She thought you were nothing more than a servant. You was just a good servant.
Bring it
a
out.
slave. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Sheesh.
So so they say that, well, you're not living up to my standard. That's what she's saying.
Right.
She said, you saying whatever you're saying that I don't like or I'm not comfortable with, you're not living up to my standard.
Right.
And that's blacks and Hispanics living in a world made for whiteness.
Right. Right. It's amazing because God told us how to show forth our standard and what would happen out of it. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4, remember he said, keep them and do therefore, for this shall be
the sight of the nations.
Right. Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
It says Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse...
It's 6 is the point.
6.
Yeah, 6 is the point.
It says, I'll start at verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
So God didn't say he gave us religion. He didn't say he gave us, all of these ideas and philosophies of the world. He said he gave us commandments that we should do them in the land where we were going to possess it, in the land of our captivity. Now, go ahead.
Keep therefore and do them.
He said, keep them and do them. Keep them and do them. Why?
For this is your wisdom.
This is your wisdom.
And your understanding.
Where?
In the sight of the nations.
So if we want to have black dignity in America, keep and do the commandments of God. Because this is the only way that the nations recognize how wise we are, is through God's wisdom and understanding, not ours.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation,
this poor nation,
this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right there. That's our that's our black dignity.
That's right.
Our black dignity is from our black God. Those woolly haired God.
That's it. Watch this. Go to Nehemiah chapter 9. Go to Nehemiah chapter 9 and read verse 36.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 9 and verse 36. Behold, we are servants this day.
So guess what? The Lord said we are servants this day up until 2020. That's why in their subconscious minds, they see us as nothing more than servants and slaves. They don't see us as nothing more than that. Because remember how the Lord said, is Israel a homeborn slave?
Right. Right.
He said, damn, y'all go from captivity to captivity. These people, they know y'all. They've been on the earth before too.
Right, right.
They know y'all. Servant to slave. Slave to servant.
Right.
The Lord said, behold, we are servants this day. Go ahead.
And for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof and the good thereof. Behold, we are servants in it.
Guess what? The Lord gave us the entire planet Earth.
That's right.
The Lord gave us the entire planet Earth. And guess what happened? We became servants in it. This white woman said in her subconscious mind and in the minds of white women, they see black women as nothing more than servants and slaves. That's what she said. She said it. I didn't.
Oh, you one of them uppity niggas.
Yeah. Yep. That's what she said.
Mm.
That is what she said. Yes, I'm on that. I was about to say Kasha, Shema.
Let me bring some out. What's that? Servants and handmaids. Matter of fact. Yeah. Go to that one. Go to that.
Okay.
One. What was that? Servants and handmaids.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
Bring it out.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
A lot of people, if you don't know, we the Israelites. We was brought over here in cargo slave ships. The word Egypt is synonymous to the word bondage. So the Most High God said he was going to bring us right back into bondage for breaking his laws. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
And just the way that Moses said it was going to happen, we're looking at prophecy right now because we over here in America speaking English, and I ain't never been to England.
Right.
So that's a prophecy right there.
Right.
Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto you.
Once we got off them slave ships, this is what happened to us. This is how we know that we're the Israelites. Those so-called white folks that's over there in Israel right now, they never went through this. This is talking about us. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So ever since that happened to us, and the so-called Edomites, the so-called white man did us like that, they're gonna always look at you as servants and handmaids.
That's right.
It's no getting around that. Some of them probably wish that they can bring you back into slavery right now. That's why they was voting for Donald Trump. They want to make America great again.
I was just about to say that.
Right.
So yeah, that's what the white lady is going into. That's what she's talking about. She feel that way her doggone self.
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking about too, when she, with her saying that, and the brothers talking about the code switching, and we're gonna have to make this a part too. There is it's something else that makes white people uncomfortable when you talking about at work. There are times where you can't have too many black people together at the same time.
Yes.
You can't do that. You can't. That's one of those unwritten rules.
Right.
Because for them, they go back to, well, is there finna be a uprising in the break room? What the hell are all these black people doing together?
Right.
Right.
I'll give you an example. My last job that I was at, probably 2 years ago now, whatever the dates are, I think that was 2018. 2 or 3 years ago, they were having was it Christmas or Thanksgiving? It was Thanksgiving or Christmas. One of those two hell days. And of course I don't do none of that.
Right. We don't
So I go off, do my own thing.
Right on.
I went off, got me something from the lunchroom. I was cool.
Right.
So there was a handful of black people, and the rest of them was Edomites and Elam and some other folks, whatever. And so I'm chopping it up with is me, 1, 2, 3, me, another brother, and then 2 sisters. We all together, just chopping it up, whatever, having a good old time. White folks over there, y'all doing y'all thing, y'all eat y'all turkey or whatever the hell y'all was eating, whatever, y'all do y'all thing.
Right.
Our manager comes over and she's like, "Hey, what y'all doing?" You can see us.
Right.
What the hell you think?
We chilling.
We chilling. We talking.
Right.
Why aren't you over here with us? We're over here celebrating, doing whatever the hell, whatever they was doing, whatever they're celebrating, eating, whatever the case is. Mind you, Jake, they was over there. They was eating before I came over there. Once I came back, that's when they came over, started chopping it up or whatever. So I'm like, you awfully damn nosy.
Right.
When you can see us in eye shot, we not hiding nowhere or whatever.
Right.
But for me in my head, and she was like either Elam or Ishmael, one of the two. But her manager, who's all our bosses or whatever, he sent her over to see, what was going on.
Right.
Come to find out, because there was this other, there was this brother. Now I know he's a brother. He's Asher. Actually, he looked like a straight Edomite.
Wow.
He looked. I'm talking about blue eyes, all that. But his pops, when you look at his pops dark.
Wow.
His mama Edomite.
Yeah.
So he looked
Wow.
he looked like Edomite.
That's why we don't worry about color. It's
That's
nothing
what you can't. I'm telling you, he prime example. He looked
Right.
straight, eat him, talk, walk, everything like him, dress like him, everything. Tight pants, whatever the case is.
Right.
Anyway, so he sent. Come to find out, all our boss sent her over trying to see what are all the blacks doing over there together.
Right.
I'm like, damn, man, what the hell? We can't even sit up and talk in a group.
Right.
Do we have to be around you 24? We already work with you.
Right.
That's bad enough.
Exactly.
Do I really got to sit my whole lunch with you?
Right. Sit my whole lunch with you, then fake my accent and talk like
I gotta
you.
fake. That's what I gotta fake it. Your whack jokes.
Right.
Exactly.
What the hell is this? Listen, I don't want to smell bologna for the next 45 minutes
Cats,
to an hour.
dogs.
I don't want to smell dog. I want to smell some Burberry and some Versace cologne.
Right, right. I want to hear some y'alls and some ain'ts in that conversation, man.
Yeah.
Some what's ups.
You're going to get some y'alls and ain'ts and good smelling cologne.
Cologne, yeah.
Because we like cologne and we like y'alls and ain'ts.
Right.
Right.
I'm like, man, we can't get off at all without. So I'm, for me, I'm looking at it like, you think it's finna be another uprising or something like that in the break room for whatever reason. You think it's finna be an uprising. So I always go back to that, them sending informants in. Yeah, hey, what y'all doing? Oh, yeah, I'm with y'all. No. Oh, the boss high.
Right.
Come on now. I ain't stupid.
Right. Is train of thought. Old age. It shot straight out of my head.
It happens.
Shot straight out of my head.
Hey, even in society, of course, we're talking about society, but even in some places, man, you'll see the so-called white privilege. You'll see them at a Sonics or something, man. Even after it's closed, or they just gathered up, no police or nothing. But as soon as so-called Negroes get together and gather up like that, now you see all kind of police cruisers. You know what I mean? Break it up and all this type of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, and I remember what you were saying. That's the exact same thing Pharaoh said in Egypt. Now come, let us deal wisely with them. That's what it is. Constantly having to make sure that they keep an overseer over us.
Right.
Because they're thinking that we're always planning and plotting to get back for them. And that's interesting because in Christianity, don't they say that they understand the scripture that says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, right? So if they truly believed that, they wouldn't think that we were always looking for vengeance. They would think, oh, these are good Christians like us. These are good people. They're not looking for vengeance because vengeance is God.
Yep.
But it tells you they don't believe the book.
What makes us good Christians is as long as we are subservient, as long as we're docile, as long as we're doing what we're told, as long as we're conforming, as long as we are
without dignity.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we've debased our dignity, then we good.
We good.
You're a good black man. You're a good black woman.
But as soon as you stand up for your people and go out and say that the Christ is black and this right here is Caesar Borgia, then you're a hate group.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
That's how we know they ain't the children of God.
They can't be.
Can't be.
They can't be.
Absolutely not. Hey, Officer Shaul said something. He said it's in conjunction with the clip, the TikTok clip.
Okay.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Click on that. He said it goes with that TikTok clip. And it's a Edomite mom and her daughter. The Edomite mom is getting on the daughter, talking to the daughter about white privilege, and the daughter is saying
it sounded like the clip broke. All right. Well, y'all can pull it up another time.
Another time.
All right.
Thank you, Shaul.
We appreciate you, brother. All right. Now, go to the clip, the ABC News clip. Family claims racial bias affected housing appraisal because of wife's race.
This one ran me hot, man.
Yeah, man.
This one ran me hot.
This is what happens when you live in a world made for whiteness. Yep. Y'all see the timestamp, so go ahead and play it.
Very sad about doing this, but kind of wanted to document it.
A woman in Florida is recording the moment she has decided to do something really hard.
because it does seem like one of the few ways that we can achieve economic fairness.
Pause. This is going back to what we was talking about earlier.
Right.
They think that money is the great equalizer.
Trust in us.
Go back a couple of seconds so that people, one, so I can hear it because I can't hear it, and then two, so that we can hear what she said again. All right, so play that.
Very sad about doing this, but kind of wanted to document it.
A woman in Florida is recording the moment she has decided to do something really hard.
Because it does seem like one of the few ways that we can achieve economic fairness by just having.
She said it's one of the few ways that we can achieve economic fairness, economic equality. There is no equality. You will never, ever be equal with Esau.
That's right.
Ever. That's right. It's impossible. As much as you try to do it, it ain't gonna happen. Economically, when it comes to education, when it comes to music, when it comes to dance, anything and everything, you're not gonna be equal with them.
Right.
This is they set the standard in the earth today. Get that real quick. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Let's see who this world was given to.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So when you're trying to make yourself equal to, you're trying to make yourself equal to the wicked.
Wicked.
You're not just making yourself equal to Brandy or Brittany or Bridget or whoever.
Tristan.
You're not just making yourself equal to Bob or Billy or Joel, not Joel, or give me another one. Randy.
Yes.
You're not just making yourself equal with them. God said you're trying to make yourself equal to the wicked.
Right.
The Lord said the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Go ahead.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
God said they've covered the faces of the judges thereof. They've covered the faces of the children of Israel. So now you think that there is no dignity amongst black people. When God said we're royalty. God said we're a priesthood, a chosen generation. That's what God said. So now you finna see, you finna get another real life example of having to cover your face.
Bring it out.
Play on.
My husband being in the house by himself and taking down all evidence that he has a black family.
Just pause. So the sister's trying to get a house appraised to sell it, and she just said she had to take everything down and out of the house to erase and completely disguise the fact that her Edomite husband has a black family. First of all, it ain't no black family. You are Israel. Your kids, those are all heathens. Now, of course, she had pictures of like her grandmother and stuff like that in the house. So that, that's fine. But as far as, your other family, your kids or whatever, those are Edomites. Those are little devils. Those are little troglodytes, confused little bastards.
Right. I was just gonna say her main goal is trying to win in this white man's world. So what you do, you can't beat them, join them. You know what I mean? And that's what takes our dignity away as a people. You know what I mean? We assimilate with them, trying to win. We'll never win, even if we assimilate. That's why I'm gonna take it somewhere else. That's why we got bad housing. We got our schools, bad economics. We always trying to play their game. When our game is right here in the Bible. This is how we win. We don't win by assimilating or conforming to their world. This is not our rest. Once again, this is the rest of the wicked.
That's it. Now, watch this. Go to Ezekiel real quick. Go to Ezekiel 37. Read verse 11.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
So these bones, when you read up, these dry bones are the children of Israel, have been stripped of All their nutrients have been stripped of their skin, which is their nationality, have been stripped of their heritage, have been stripped of their identity, right? It says, these bones of the whole house of Israel, go ahead.
Behold, they say, our bones
they is the children of Israel. So this sister right here said what?
Our bones are dried, and our hope is lost.
She said, and our hope. She looks hopeless as hell, sitting here crying on social media, talking about she had to take all of the pictures, all the black pictures, out of the house, just to get a fair price on her in her appraisal. She looks friggin' hopeless. She is the epitome of the dry bones.
Yes, that's it.
The epitome of a loss of identity, a loss of dignity, a loss of heritage. She's the epitome. So go ahead.
All evidence that he has a black family.
Her name is Abina Horton. She is a labor and employment attorney. And this is her husband, Alex Horton, an artist.
She's a labor and employee attorney. Years of schooling. Years in law school.
Yeah.
She not no dummy.
Right.
Educated sister.
Right.
So that shows you education does not give you dignity.
Didn't change it. Right.
Nope. It don't change nothing. Right. Money don't give you dignity. Nope. It don't change nothing.
Right.
An identity and a heritage is what gives you that dignity.
Right.
That's what gives you that royalty, that respect, that honor.
You know how much she trusts in oppression? Because she went to school for all of that education to get to the level of status that she got to, and rather than her choosing one of us as her mate, she chose a troglodyte who calls himself an artist.
Yep.
He ain't making no money compared to her.
No. No.
But in order for her status to look better, she went and put him on her arm and made a commitment to a damn degenerate,
debased, vile devil, the wicked. Now,
go ahead. Officer. No.
And I was gonna say that I think in her head she got all that education, like you said. She married this white man, and she thought that was her escape from the oppression that the Lord put on the children of Israel.
That's right.
She gonna say that too.
Bring it out.
Go ahead.
She gonna
No,
say
you had
it.
something? You had something?
No, let's play it. Let's play
All right,
it.
go
Bring
ahead.
it out.
Last June, they set out to get an appraisal of their home in Jacksonville, Florida, hoping to refinance and pay down the mortgage. A home filled with books and photos and love. Her family, his family. But when the appraiser came, Abina was there and said she felt something unsettling.
It clicked in my mind almost immediately that I understand what the issue was here. Why did I let myself forget that I live in America as a black person and that I need to take some extra steps to get a fair result?
She said, why did I let myself forget that I was a black person in America?
Because she thought that she was escaping oppression. She thought that in this world made for whiteness, that she was going to skip over the oppression.
Right.
She thought that was her golden ticket
Yes.
to the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
And she got a rude awakening.
She thought she was just gonna leave us.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Will anyone pity a charmer once he is bitten by a snake?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
That's why I come. Give me Proverbs 30 and 8. Let me read down to verse 9.
Yes, sir.
That's why I come, man. Don't put a whole lot of stock in all this material stuff. You know what I mean? Don't put a whole lot of stock in that.
Yeah.
Our main job, our whole duty is to fear God and keep his commandments. Right. Read what you got. Proverbs 30 and 8. Read down to verse 9.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 8. Read out. Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Because a lot of times, a lot of our people want to be lawyers and doctors, football players, NBA players, and all that. That's cool, but it's all vanity.
Right.
And most of it lies, because half of them ain't making all that money that they claim, especially these rappers. Read.
Right. Give me neither poverty nor riches.
Just give me a good, decent job, Lord, so I can keep a steak on the table every now and then. Read.
Feed me with food convenient for me.
So keep me around these brothers where they can read, teach me these scriptures, and I'm going to eat it up. That's what's convenient for me. Read.
lest I be full and deny thee.
Because once I get full of moving to the suburbs and trying to sell my house, then I'm going to deny God. And I'm going to deny I'm an Israelite. And I'm sure enough ain't going to think I'm black.
Right.
Read.
And say, who is the Lord?
So who is God? I don't need God. I'm on my feet. I got me a big house I sold for 600,000 or something like that. Read.
Or lest I be poor and steal.
Now I'll be poor and I start stealing. So give me a good job, just something decent, Lord. That way I can just stay balanced. You know what I mean? I can keep my spirits right. Read.
And take the name of my God in vain.
I'm going to keep the commandments to the fullest. I'm not going to get involved in all this whiteness.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to keep my dignity in this white man's world.
That's right.
I do that by keeping God's commandments.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, play on.
So she decided to get a second appraisal with a new appraiser. Same house, but something different.
Hey, it's Abena again, and back with another edition of the things that we are taking down from our walls.
There are a few things in my house that are demonstrably black. So clearly the pictures that we have all over the house with all of our family members, with my grandmother getting married back in the 40s.
We have the picture of Charlie Bolden, who's an African-American astronaut. Pictures of me when I was a baby.
Hey, officer, she had the Black People's Black History must-have kit. She had Martin Luther King Jr. She ain't had no Malcolm X.
I was just about to say.
But she had Martin Luther King Jr. in there. She had a little figurine of Black Panther. You know?
Hey, it said the black, what'd you say, the must-have kit?
Yeah, the must-have kit.
Oh,
right?
man.
Mahalia Jackson picture on the wall, you know.
Wow.
Let it play. I'm sorry.
Black Panther.
We both put away pictures, and it's like, these are people I love. These are people I care about, and I need to hide them. That was very tough.
And then, of course, the primary thing that we did was remove both me and my son from the home during the second appraisal.
But when
You're listening to
Go to the next
In
time.
the Scripts. Reloaded.
So she had to hide her identity.
Yeah.
And he did too. Yeah. Just to conform to this white man's world.
White man's world.
Just to get a fair
world-
price on a house.
In a world made for whiteness.
Brick and mortar. Go to the next timestamp.
she took down all the photos of her family, replacing them only with photos of her husband and his white family. And he is the person in the home when the new appraiser comes. And when the second appraisal comes back, the value of their house has shot up more than $100,000.
Pause! $100,000.
The hell is this?
This world was not made for us.
Right.
Damn. That shows you the power that these devils have. Man.
Right.
Sheesh. How would you ever? Come on, boys. Dr. Boyce, man. Money is not the great equalizer.
That's right.
Because they have the power to literally.
That's right.
Give you or take away $100,000 of wealth.
Right.
Just like that.
Just like that.
For a picture of a black woman in your house.
Yes, for a picture of Martin Luther King, the astronaut brother, and whoever else.
You get taxed $100,000 because you got that in your house.
Wow. In the world of whiteness.
Yes, and here's the thing. Along with that, the next step is, yes, that takes money out of their immediate pockets.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? They go to sell that house, take the money, you $100,000 short. That's a college fund for your kids. That is, even if you wanted to, let's say, rent the crib out at some point and just hand it down to your kids later.
Right.
You can't even do that because you short $100 grand.
Right.
That may have put you under.
Right.
You maybe wanted to start a business or something.
You may be starting a business. Yes, you may be counting on that equity.
Right.
Damn. Now you negative equity, and you're like, damn, what I'm supposed to do with this now?
But they say the racism. I I hate when I hear them say racism doesn't exist. I just don't see it.
You know what, officer? That's what I liked about Donald Trump. Because he was about to show you, if y'all just let him get a second chance, he was bringing it all out. Y'all, we had a good thing going.
Right.
He was going to show y'all that, yes, it still exists. And by the number of the popular votes that he got, it's showing you. It's right there in your face. Showing you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we had to go mess that up.
Right.
Now you got the covert.
Now you got the
covert racist.
Right, the covert, the one that's in the grass.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. They're comfortable in their silent racism. That's where they're comfortable at. You know, as long as if Trump had got in there and hadn't said nothing, I don't want to get into, you know, the whole thing like I'm in support of Trump or Biden. Look, I'm not in support of neither one of them. But we as a people have to get away from our comfortability. We have to be willing to hear that the devil is the devil. We have to be willing to say that the devil is a man walking the earth with no melanin in his skin. And ever since his existence, his only goal has been to kill us. We got to get away from being comfortable. It's our friends. We should all be equal. Man, get out of here with that.
We just got to get back to reading the Bible. Now that the Bible's coming out the correct way, all praise to the Most High God. IUIC. Now it's time for us to start reading. Now it's time to pay attention. Now that you find out it's not a white man's book, and his book is to you, by you, and for you, now let's read. Now let's put it together. This is the time. The time is now.
And that's the point of us doing these shows every week, is because we bring this out, we able to correlate it with the scriptures and say, yo, y'all better get a clue. Get a clue. To go back to your point, they don't have to be overtly racist and say I hate black people, because all they got to do is depreciate your crib by $100,000.
Yes,
that's all they got to do.
That's enough. Right there.
Right.
That's enough. So don't think that just because Sarah, I don't even want to say that. Give me a name. Katie. Just because Katie is smiling in your face while she's writing on the clipboard. Ooh, I like your ceiling fan. It's so nice. It's pretty. Ooh, look at the new. Oh, you got a new roof? Okay, good. Yeah, that's good equity right there.
Right.
And then you get your thing back, and you like, oh snap! Oh man, $60,000. Oh man, that's a lot of money. Meanwhile, the comps around the neighborhood is friggin' 120.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You ain't even looked at that, and they ain't trying to tell you that neither. They're not gonna tell you to look at the comps, which are comparables. Look at the other houses that are similar in configuration to yours. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Yeah. I just.
This went for $125,000 more than what I got.
Yeah, it just this one just sold yesterday. It looked just like yours. Only difference is some white folks moved out of it.
Right.
They had white pictures.
Right.
Yeah, and they had white pictures in there and the little white baby angels.
Yeah. Hey, so I have experience with that. Some years ago, I did deal with mortgages, and we used to say in my office, it was almost 50-50, Jake or Israelite, right? So-called black LOs as opposed to so-called white LOs.
What is an LO for the people? Loan officer?
Yeah, loan officer. Yeah, LO is a loan officer. So there was, let's say if there was 10, there was 5 black, 5 white. But all of us recognized and noticed collectively that when we got ready to refinance a home, that blacks were getting far less for their homes and refinancing than the whites, and they were in the exact same communities. In the exact same, and at that time, this is before the truth. So we knew that it had something to do with color, but there was no proof to it. There was, and all we could do is, and the rates were always higher for blacks as opposed to whites. And that was something that I saw regular.
Yeah, it's a world of whiteness. This is a world of whiteness. That's why we're still in the ghetto.
Yes.
Because it's systematically playing like that. It's a world.
That's what I always go back to. We not say that a lot, is that there are systems at play.
Right.
There is principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yes, that's right.
And they send their minions out to appraise your house.
Right.
And you think you getting a hell of a deal. Meanwhile, you getting shorted because you trust so much in oppression.
Right.
Excuse me. You trust so much in this system. You trust so much in this world that you have been completely blinded from reality and common sense.
Bring it out.
You's still a Negro.
That's right.
Still Negro.
Hey, you curved that thing right around. Yeah, you curved it right around it.
Still Negro.
Still Negro.
Right? So go ahead.
And when the second appraisal comes back, the value of their house has shot up more than $100,000, a 40% increase.
Sheesh.
Go to, real quick, go to Habakkuk 3. Go to Habakkuk chapter 3. Because I mentioned about covert, you as well, overt and covert racism in a world of whiteness. Go to Habakkuk chapter 3, read verse 14.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse 14. Read it out. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages.
The head of his villages is America. Go ahead.
They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly.
They rejoice in devouring the poor. How do they devour? Are they devouring the poor in the literal, at least today, in the literal sense of coming out and pulling us out of our houses and shooting us with impunity? No.
Like they used to?
Like they used to. As far, because not too far back, it used to be bombs.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to drop bombs on whole cities. Philadelphia.
Right.
Oklahoma. Right. That's what they used to do. Now they devour us secretly.
Right.
What you're seeing right now is the black woman being slighted, and really generationally that affects her generationally. Now again, if the sister, I wish the sister married Jake, because I don't give a damn about them kids. But if the kids was Jake, say it like that. If the kids was Jake, you're affecting the kids generationally. You're affecting that family generationally.
Yes.
Imagine that's just one. That's $100,000 right there. Right. Just that neighborhood. Let's say that neighborhood, it's 10 homes.
Right.
How much money is that? It's $1 million. Right. Some of y'all didn't catch that math, but that's all right.
Right.
That's $1 million.
Right.
$1 million is that's 10 homes.
10 houses. Right.
That's a block. That's one street.
Right.
We're not talking about a whole neighborhood. We're not talking about a city.
Right.
I'm talking about a street missing out on $1 million. You multiply that amongst the entire country.
Right.
And then you wonder why in 2020 we still marching in the streets talking about I'm a man.
Equality.
We still no justice, no peace.
Yeah.
We still looking for equality. Why do you think we still at the bottom? Because they're they are devouring the poor secretly.
Right.
That's heavy.
Covertly.
That's right. That's right.
They just gotta erase 1-0
Right.
off the paperwork.
And you just took all the money out the black community.
And you just took the money out you just took away the college fund.
Right.
You just took away some health insurance.
Right.
You just took away dental insurance.
Your ability to bury your grandparents.
Yes.
Uncle.
And if we were smart, just between 10 houses, you take away the ability to open your own school and teach your kids your history with that $1 million.
Yes.
Bring it out.
That's schools, like you said. That's businesses.
Right.
That's the basic chief things in life. All of a sudden is a struggle. You can't open up a grocery store in your neighborhood.
Right.
Now you got to go to the corner store to do your grocery shopping.
Right.
You can't go to Whole Foods and get Whole Foods ain't even whole food. That's crap.
Right.
For the most part.
Even a pharmacy or something.
Fresh, you can't get a pharmacy. You can't get fresh fruits and vegetables. You can't, none of that.
Yeah.
$100,000 for one house.
And if they go and watch if they go and look up this clip for themselves, a little bit behind this, the interviewer asked her, how did that make you feel when you saw that? And the interviewer, the Edomite, said, did that make you angry?
She was leading in her. And two, I know you had to be mad, sis. Come on. If the camera wasn't on, I know you had to be mad. The sister said, no, it didn't make me angry. It just showed me the pettiness of him. I'm like, man, if you don't get
she is in La La Land.
Oh. Right.
She is in La La Land. She is in Wonderland somewhere.
Yes.
She's still, even after that.
Yeah.
She ain't living in reality.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7:7 does not apply to her.
Nah.
Does not. She don't think she oppressed at all.
Play on this. I told y'all we wasn't even gonna be. We got to do part 2 next week because we didn't even get to the meat of the.
All praise.
We didn't even get to the meat of it. So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and play from there.
Well, hold up. Did we finish the other one?
Yeah, that was yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, drop that because I'm gonna start it and then not be able to get through half of it.
Okay.
So, I like what they said on YouTube. So, Brother Donald said, so blinded they secretly trying to destroy us and we don't see it. You're 100% right. The sister didn't see it.
Right.
But they devour the poor secretly.
Right.
Brother Donald also said, don't forget the discrepancies with interest rates on mortgages. That goes, back to when you're talking about home lending and the systems that are set in place to completely keep us at the bottom.
Right.
Keep us subservient.
Right.
Keep us in want of all things. A halfway decent, affordable house. Just think about that.
Right, just so we can have some kind of dignity.
Right,
we work hard. We want to reap the benefits. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right.
and they take that from us.
Right,
they take us from us. Just I think Chris Rock said this before. He said, "Man, I'm a superstar, and I stay right next door to a dentist, a white dentist.
Right,
I make millions of money.
Hey, that's heavy though.
Millions of dollars.
That's heavy. He makes millions of dollars, and he's living next door to a dentist." Not dignitaries, not the guys who run the country. Right. He's a superstar in his field, but he lives next to a dentist in his community. If that's not disparity, man.
They said, and think about this too. You live in the same neighborhood with white folks. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting a nice house, good size house, whatever the case is. That's a beautiful thing if you can afford it. Just know that more than likely you're probably paying twice what your white neighbors is paying.
Right.
Just to let you know.
Right.
So I know you doing everything. You breaking your back for Esau to keep that crib, but you probably they paying 4%. You paying 8%.
Right. You paying more.
This is a world of whiteness.
This is a world of whiteness.
Hey, can I? I'm gonna send this over and share this quote. Is that cool? All right. Hey, pull this up real quick for them to see. This was, you remember Bishop brought this out either earlier this year or maybe back last year. But there was a quote from our sister Asada Shakur that she made. And Asada Shakur said, no one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them.
Yep.
Nobody is going to teach you your true history, teach you your true heroes if they know that knowledge will help set you free.
Damn.
These are the things that we have to begin to realize in order to regain black dignity, true black dignity, in a world made for whiteness.
In this white man's world.
And where is that going to come from? John chapter 8, verse 32.
Yes, sir.
John chapter 8, verse 32.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32.
Start at verse 31.
Verse 31. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him.
Those, you Jews, this sister right here, it says, and as he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, go ahead.
If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth.
If you continue, where's the truth found? God's words.
That's right. That's right.
The truth is found in God's word. Who you are, your nationality, your heritage, your culture, your history, is found in the word of God.
That's right.
Read verse 31 again.
Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And what's the truth? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel.
That's
right. You are God's chosen people.
That's right.
You were created to serve God and worship God. You were created to rule the entire planet Earth. Not just this little $400,000 house, $500,000, whatever. I don't give it. If the house is $1 million, it don't compare to the earth.
That's right.
It don't compare to all the natural resources that the Lord gave us.
Right.
The Lord gave our forefather Adam, he gave him the power to name everything.
Everything.
And he said, I'm giving y'all that same power and more.
That's right.
And more.
That's
Not
right.
only are y'all going to rule over the creation, the birds, the trees, the animals, all that, you're going to rule over all the people in it.
That's
and if they
right.
don't serve you, they got to die.
That's
in the kingdom.
That's
Not
right.
right now.
Right.
In the kingdom.
That's
in the kingdom. When Christ returns, and guess what? This world is not going to be a world made for whiteness. It's a world made for the children of Israel.
That's right.
It's a world made for the Israelites, all right? So that's it. We done. We got to do part 2 next week because we didn't even get to the meat of the show.
Yes,
the
sir.
main clip, all right?
All praises.
Which birthed this the topic. So all praise to the Most High, man. Y'all follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all our social media and the Scripts Reloaded, ITSR. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. That's it. We done. Y'all are tuning in the Scripts Reloaded. Shalom.
You are listening to In the Scripts Reloaded.